Hey guys, so today I want to do a Valentine's look for you guys, and I want to just use one single palette and one glitter. So the palette that I want to use today will be the Colored Rain Queen of Hearts, and it looks a little like this. And the inside of it looks like this. So this is the palette that I actually want to just use, and I want to keep it very minimal as in the palettes that I'm using, because sometimes I'll do a look and I'll use probably like 5 different palettes and colors from those specific palettes, and not everyone tends to have all those palettes that I'll have. So that's why I want to keep it minimal and just use one palette today and one glitter, and the glitter that I am using is Pink Coral by Glitter Injections. So it looks kind of like this. It's just like a little injection and has the glitter inside. So you actually open it, you pull this up and it opens up, and it's kind of like a mixture of like pink with a hint of like gold, and the pink is kind of like reflect, like it's like kind of like iridescent, like it gives off another color when you like kind of move it towards the side. So this is the glitter that I want to use, and I'm not even so sure if I'm specifically going to use it, but I wanted to do something very girly, so that's why I wanted to go ahead and add glitter. So let's just jump right into this look. So as you guys could see, I already went ahead and did my brows and primed my lids off of camera, just because it takes more time for me. But I will be jumping right in, and I will be going in with a Morphe E27. It's just a fluffy blending brush. And I will be going into the color here, or her, I don't even know how to pronounce it well. It's just this cornered color right here. So that's the first transition color that I will be going into. So this color does have a little bit of fallout, but you'll be fine. So this color is kind of like a peachy color, which tends to be perfect for a transition color. You kind of just want something that will be noticeable but not as noticeable, like overpowering with the other shadows. And that's the one that you're going to place right directly into the crease, and just kind of in windshield wiper motions, you're going to bring it upward a little and just keep adding little by little until you get the payoff that you want. So as you can see, I'm bringing whatever is extra after I put it on my crease. Whatever is extra, I'm bringing it upward. Princess, which is this one right here. And I will be going in with a Dose of Colors, a blending brush, picking some color up and going straight into the crease. And I could literally say that these Dose of Color brushes are so soft. Like, if I think my Morphe E27 is soft, like this one's way softer, and it feels so good. Because there's some brushes that are so dense that they literally like are scraping your lid, and that just feels awful. And the same thing is, you're blending directly into the crease, but you're kind of bringing it upward a little above your crease, but not fully, up to the point where you're covering that transition color. So the next color that we will be going into will be Ladyship, which is this color right here. And we will be going into that with a Morphe M433 brush, which is a perfect crease brush. So just grabbing some of Ladyship and placing it directly onto the crease. So as you can see, it is an overpowering type of color, but this is going to be the main vocal point of our look, besides the glitter obviously. But this is what we're going for. So to blend it out, I will be going back into Princess and then just Slightly going over the edges to really make sure we're blending it out. So since it is a very harsh color, you want to go ahead and get a little bit, as little as you possibly can, and go ahead and blend that out, and then just keep on adding color. Because if you just go in with a lot of color and then you just place it right onto the lid, it's going to be a bit more harder to blend. So you want it to look as blended as possible. So let's stay away from grabbing everything and putting it right on the lid thinking that it's going to have the most pigment. And obviously going back into the same color, which was Princess, and just blending that out. And since it is going to be a halo eye, like I said, we're going to fill in the outer corner and the inner corner with that same color, which was Ladyship. You want to get it towards the inner corner as much as you possibly can. You just want to go ahead and just use the tip of the brush. So I decided that I will go darker. So I will be going into Duchess, which is the color that I was using right next to Ladyship. So it's Duchess. And I'm using a Morphe E28 brush since it is a little bit more sharpened. And I am going in towards the inner corner and the outer corner. I'll grab a little bit on the tip of it. And I'm just going to deepen in a bit. I want to kind of have it like as in 3 colors. So it's going to be the color on the middle, since it's going to be halo eye. It's going to be the pink that you're seeing right now. And I'm just going to deepen in more the corner of them, if that makes any sense. So we're just adding Duchess on the outer corner for now. Just a tiny bit of it, just to make it a little darker, to give it more dimension, more depth. I'm going straight in to the inner corner. For the lid, which is where I'm gonna add the glitter, since I wanted to make it a very girly look for Valentine's Day, I'll be going in with a bit of soft ochre paint pot. Don't judge me, I need to get a new pot. And I'm just going to place this right on the middle of the lid so I can have kind of like a clear space, since some of the color that I was using did go a bit on the middle. Okay, so I'm just going in, and I'm just gonna use my finger because it's easier. I feel like I'm not gonna end up going out of where I want to go. So I'm just using a little bit on my finger. Make sure your hands are clean, don't be dirty. And I'm placing it directly onto, if you guys see the missing spot we have right here with no shadow. So that's exactly where I'm gonna place it, just to make sure and ensure that I don't have any color right there. And that's exactly where the glitter's gonna go. So as you can see, it kind of emphasizes the middle of the eye more to emphasize the fact that we're doing a halo eye. So I will be going into Too Faced Shadow Insurance Glitter Glue. It looks a little like this. I'm going back in with that same little synthetic brush and just putting a little bit of the glitter glue straight on it, so I could place it directly onto where I want to put the glitter glue at. Place it directly in the middle. We will be placing a little bit of that glitter injection. We're going straight with that little brush and placing the glitter. So since I'm not going to be doing a wing liner or anything, I will be going in with Duchess, which is this one right here. And I will use an angled brush, and I'm just using a regular Namie's 4T brush. And I will be going in, grabbing some product, and placing it like as if I was placing just a line across my lash line. You can notice the difference of filling in the lash line with that dark Duchess onto not having nothing. So this, I'm just doing it mainly just to kind of cover up the lash line once we apply the lashes, since we're not going in with any liner. So I will be priming with the Kat Von D. It's the hydrating primer base. So since the foundation that I am planning on going in with, it's more of a matte foundation, using a hydrating primer will help kind of that sink in and blend all in well instead of coming out patchy. My skin is combination, normally in the winter, since it is winter right now, technically my face does tend to get a bit more dry, so with this primer it's gonna help the foundation stick on better. So placing that all over, and I literally just used the pump because this primer a little goes a long way. So for foundation, I want to opt for a full coverage foundation, and the one that I will be using is the Becca Ultra Coverage complexion cream foundation. So after I primed with a moisturizing primer, and this is more of a matte foundation, just to make sure that my face doesn't get too dry and it'll make it harder for me to blend the foundation. So I will just be using just the Bedazzling Tools 948 brush to place the foundation all over. Ooh, that was a lot. That was a lot. I guess since I got used to not using full coverage foundations, I feel a little weird with all this foundation on. I think it is because I was used to not using so much full coverage. Sounds one that I've been using lately are minimal. And this is all just one pump and it just went a long way. So after we place that, go ahead and with your damp beauty blender, start blending everything out. So for concealer, I will be going into the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer in medium light neutral, and with that same wand I will place it under my eyes. And I don't want to bring it too close because I sometimes don't really like that harsh edge you get at the end. And then just a little bit on my forehead and down the bridge of my nose, and I will put a little bit right here on the sides of my nose because I tend to get rosacea right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and cancel that out, and going back in with that same damp beauty blender and blending all of this out. And I will be setting this with my Laura Mercier translucent powder, and of course using the same beauty blender. So once you get towards the nose, you want to kind of just pinch the tip of your beauty blender and go ahead and blend that out. So again, I will be using my Laura Mercier translucent powder to set this. And I normally tend to set my under eye first because it is the first thing to crease on me. I don't know why, unfortunately, it just does. All my little creases have to get better sleep and drink more water. The second thing I will set first will be my smile lines. Because, you know, I'm one happy ass person and I stay laughing, so can't take life too serious, guys. You gotta smile through it all. And then right after that, I'll set the whole face. And depending or not whether you want to go for more coverage, sometimes I'll set it with a regular powdered foundation to go in with more coverage, or sometimes I just go ahead and use my Laura Mercier translucent powder. To bronze, I will be using NARS Laguna bronzer and just a fluffy Dose of Colors brush. And I'll start off on the forehead, towards the rim of the forehead, just to give myself a little bit of color back into this face. Kat Von D Shade Light Palette. I'll be going in, as you can see, I've hit pan on my favorite. So I'll be going into these two colors to contour. And with that same brush, I'm just going to pinch it and do place a bit of translucent powder just directly down the bridge of my nose, on the bottom to bake a little, and to kind of clean up that line that we did. For under eye, what we will be using are the same colors that we use exactly. So we are going in with that same Morphe E28 brush and just using, once again, the same, starting from the first color. So here, Princess, Ladyship. So here, Princess, Ladyship, and Duchess. So first going in with here, with that same brush we had already used, and just placing it under the eye. And going back in with Princess. And obviously Ladyship. And for Ladyship, I will be using more of a definer flat brush. Just because I want to get straight into that lash line. And then going in with another flat brush, and this is a Smith 256 brush, and just with the tip of the brush, as you guys could see, grab Ladyship and blend that same Ladyship out, the one that we did with the flat definer brush. And then last but not least, we're grabbing Duchess, which is this shade right here. So Ladyship, Duchess, and Duchess we are just placing in the outer and inner corner. So I'll be using the Mary Luminizer and a fan brush. There's that. Yes, look at that glow. You have to glow for the gods, you know. It's a must on the daily. a little bit on the forehead, just a tiny bit to give the skin an appearance of a more glowy look. And then with that same champagne pop, I will be going in and using it to highlight the inner corner. So with just this is a Morphe M322 brush, and then just highlighting the corner, the inner corner. So for blush, I will be using MAC Peaches and the Bedazzle Tool Angled Fluffy Brush, and going into Peaches. It's like one of my favorite blushes. Patting it on. And remember, with the blush, I tend to go a bit on the more dramatic side, only because blush is literally the only thing that kind of fades the most throughout the day. So literally by the time you're trying to get to your event or to anywhere that you're going, the blush is going to be a perfect color. So I kind of tend to go a little bit more heavy-handed just when I barely apply it. And I pat it on. So for lips, I will be using both Kylie Jenner lip kits, Candy K and Cocoa K. And I'll be using Candy K to kind of do the outer rim, and then Cocoa on the inner, and I'll do an ombre with these two. And for lashes, I will be using, obviously, my favorite, Cocoa Lashes and Goddess. And Goddess. So this is the complete Valentine's look. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye, guys. So this is the complete look. No, nothing. Shut up.
So this is the complete Valentine's look. I hope you can see.
Morphe E27 brush. It's just a fluffy brand. It's just a fluffy branding. Take 20. Mary Luminizer, aka the Luminizer. Ooh.